Have you ever stepped into your own bathroom and thought, it looks clean, but why does it still feel heavy? That happened to me one quiet morning. I had just brushed my teeth, but instead of feeling refreshed, I caught a faint damp smell, saw the clutter of bottles, and suddenly, it felt like the room was closing in on me. It wasn't just about soap scum or mildew. It was about me, feeling smaller, like the space I used to care for so easily was slowly slipping out of my hands. Here's the twist. I realized the problem wasn't that I wasn't working hard enough. It was that I needed a softer rhythm, little habits that respected the body I live in now. Because the truth no one really says out loud is this: after 60, one of our quietest fears isn't just falling behind on cleaning, it's losing control in the spaces that once made us feel safe. That's when I started trying 7 simple Japanese bathroom habits. Each one takes just minutes a day, no heavy scrubbing, no pressure. And they don't just keep the bathroom fresh. They gave me back a sense of ease, of being at home, in my own home. And the last one, habit number 7, it isn't even about cleaning, but it changed how I see myself every single morning. Before we begin, I'd love to know, where are you watching from? And how has your relationship with your home been lately? We read every single comment, and your story might be just what someone else needs today. So let's take a breath and step together into the first habit, the one that costs nothing, but can make your bathroom feel instantly lighter. Habit 1. The morning air flush. Sometimes the bathroom feels heavy the moment you step in, as if the air itself has been waiting overnight, stale and tired even before your day begins. In Japan, the simplest habit many seniors keep is what they call the morning air flush. It's not complicated. Just opening the window for 5 minutes, or if you don't have one, leaving the door ajar with a small fan running. That little act lets yesterday's dampness escape and brings in a new day with freshness. I remember visiting Mrs. Aiko, 74 years old. She told me after her husband passed away, she often kept the bathroom door closed, almost without thinking. Over time, a musty smell settled in. One morning, while the kettle was boiling, she opened the window and stood there. She smiled and whispered to me. It felt like the room sighed with me, like it had been waiting for fresh air too. Her words stayed in my heart, because behind them was the quiet fear many women over 60 carry, that our homes will one day smell old and people will think we've stopped caring. It's not really about the room, it's about dignity, about still being seen, still being present. When I started practicing this small ritual myself, I realized fresh air is like a reset button. It tells me today is new, yesterday's weight is gone. You don't need sprays or strong cleaners. Nature itself is enough if we just give it a chance. Mrs. Aiko said, "When my bathroom is fresh, I feel fresh too. It tells me I'm still here." And she was right. Studies even show that daily ventilation reduces mold spores by more than half. But the real change is in how you feel when you breathe in that lightness. So tomorrow morning, before you even pour your first cup of coffee, try opening your bathroom window or door for a few minutes. Let your space breathe with you. You can do this too, and once the air feels lighter, there's something else quietly holding on to scent, something we often forget. Fabrics, curtains, mats, and towels carry stories in their fibers. Let's tend to those next. Habit 2. Daily quick wipe. Do you ever notice how quickly water spots, soap residue, or even a faint musty smell seem to settle in the bathroom, almost like they sneak in overnight when no one's looking? The Japanese way isn't to wait until Saturday for a deep clean. It's to do a daily quick wipe, just 30 to 60 seconds, right after you finish using the bathroom. Nothing heavy, nothing that feels like a chore, just one gentle cloth or a disposable wipe kept within arm's reach. You run it across the sink, the mirror edge, or the toilet handle, and that's it. What it does is prevent buildup before it even begins. I think of Keiko, 71, who told me she used to dread the idea of cleaning her bathroom. She would wait until it got too much, then spend hours scrubbing, knees aching, back sore, and spirit drained. One day her daughter showed her this simple habit. Keep a microfiber cloth hanging on a hook. Every morning after brushing her teeth, just wipe once. Keiko laughed when she told me. At first I thought it was silly, too small to matter, but after a week my bathroom looked new, and I hadn't once felt tired. What she didn't say outright, but I could hear in her voice, was that hidden fear many of us share. If I let the bathroom slip, will people think I've stopped caring? Will they think I can't keep up anymore? For her, this 1-minute wipe wasn't about the sink. It was about pride, about holding on to independence. I'll be honest, when I tried it myself, I realized it's less about cleaning surfaces and more about cleaning away the weight of procrastination. One quick wipe each day means I never face a mountain later. It reminds me that caring for my space doesn't have to hurt. It can be light, almost effortless. As Keiko told me, I don't fight with dirt anymore. I just never give it the chance to grow. Research even backs it up. Tiny daily resets are more effective than occasional deep cleanse at reducing bacteria. But beyond numbers, it's the way your heart feels lighter because you know you're not falling behind. So maybe tomorrow, hang a small cloth or keep a pack of gentle wipes near your sink. The next time you rinse your hands, take one extra moment and swipe the counter. That's enough. You can do this too. And once you've tried this small reset, you'll start to notice other quiet sources of odor we often ignore. The drains, for instance, they hold more than water, and caring for them the Japanese way can change everything. Let's explore that next. Habit 3. Vinegar and baking soda duo. Isn't it strange how the bathroom can look spotless yet still carry a faint, sour smell you can't quite place? That lingering scent often hides in the drains, places we rarely see but always feel. The Japanese have a simple ritual, using vinegar and baking soda as a quiet duo to freshen what lies beneath. No scrubbing, no bending for long, just a gentle fizz that does the work for you. Here's how it works. Once a week, pour half a cup of baking soda into the sink or shower drain. Then slowly add half a cup of vinegar. It will bubble and hiss like a little science experiment. Leave it for 15 minutes, then flush with hot water. That's it. In Japan, many women also sprinkle a pinch of baking soda at the base of the toilet before bed, letting it sit overnight. By morning, odors are gone, and the space feels lighter. You can do this too, with ingredients you probably already have in your kitchen. I remember speaking with Yumi, 74, who lived alone after her husband passed. She confessed she used to avoid inviting anyone over because she was embarrassed by a smell she couldn't track down. She scrubbed surfaces endlessly, but nothing worked. Then her neighbor showed her this vinegar and baking soda trick. Yumi told me softly, when the bubbling started, I felt like it was not just the drain clearing, but the heaviness inside me too. What she meant, though she didn't say outright, was a fear many of us know. The worry that we'll be judged as careless, or worse, incapable of keeping our home. For me, this habit is more than cleaning. It's about respect for myself, my home, and my body. Instead of harsh chemicals or exhausting scrubbing, I let nature do the work. And I remind myself, caring doesn't have to hurt. A study from Japan even showed that regular use of natural agents like vinegar significantly reduces bacteria in drains, lowering odor without harming the environment. But beyond the data, it's the relief in knowing you're still in control, still capable of maintaining a fresh, welcoming space. So maybe tonight, before you go to bed, sprinkle a little baking soda in your sink and follow it with vinegar. Let the fizz do its quiet magic. Tomorrow morning, breathe in and notice the difference. That one small act can feel like reclaiming dignity. You can do this too. And while the drains whisper quietly, there's another place that holds on to odors in silence, the very fabrics that touch us every day. Let's talk about those next. Habit 4. Hinoki aroma touch. Have you ever walked into a bathroom and felt it was clean, yet something about the air felt empty? Not unpleasant, not bad, just missing warmth. That's where the quiet touch of Hinoki, Japanese cypress, comes in. For centuries, Japanese households have used Hinoki wood not just for building baths, but for bringing in a natural, grounding scent that lingers softly. Here's how you can use it. Take a small Hinoki block or even Hinoki chips sold in tiny sachets and place them near the sink, on a shelf, or inside a small bowl by the toilet. Once a week, sprinkle a few drops of water to refresh the aroma. If you don't have Hinoki wood, a few drops of Hinoki essential oil on a cotton ball tucked into a discreet corner works just as well. The scent is light, earthy, and calming, unlike heavy sprays. You can do this too, without chemicals, without effort, simply by letting wood whisper its freshness into your space. I remember Keiko, 71, who once told me her bathroom felt more like a hospital than a home. It was clean, she said, but it didn't feel alive. Her daughter gave her a small Hinoki soap dish. The first morning she walked in, she said, "It smelled like the forest visited me." It wasn't just about scent. It was about feeling embraced instead of reminded of loneliness. Beneath her words was the quiet fear we rarely admit, the fear that our spaces start to lose their soul as we age, just as we sometimes feel ourselves fading. Personally, I find Hinoki soothing because it reminds me that my home can still hold warmth even in the most functional spaces. It's not decoration, it's dignity, a way of saying, "This room matters because I matter." Studies from Japan have even shown that Hinoki aroma reduces stress and helps improve sleep quality. But beyond the science, it's about creating a space that feels like it loves you back. So maybe this week, bring in a small touch of Hinoki, a soap dish, a block, or even a drop of oil on a cloth. Place it quietly, and tomorrow morning, see if the air greets you differently. You might be surprised at how such a small presence changes the mood of the whole room. You can do this too. And while Hinoki brings life through scent, there's another daily ritual the Japanese swear by that clears not just smell, but energy. Something as simple as wiping in silence. Let's explore that next. Habit 5. Everything has its spot. Do you ever feel like your bathroom looks messy even after you've cleaned it? Sometimes it isn't the dirt, it's the clutter that has no place to belong. This is where the Japanese principle of a spot for everything shines. It's not about having a picture-perfect bathroom. It's about creating tiny homes for your items so they don't float around, making the space look chaotic. Here's how to apply it. Start small. Assign one basket for toiletries, one tray for toothbrushes, one small box under the sink for spare soaps. Use shallow trays or bamboo baskets so everything has a defined boundary. In Japan, even the tiniest bathrooms look serene because every item, from towels to brushes, has its own address. You don't have to buy fancy organizers. Even an old ceramic bowl can hold hair ties, or a clean jar can hold cotton pads. You can do this too. Right now, look at one item that's always out of place and simply give it a home. I think of my friend Yumi, 73, who used to sigh whenever she walked into her bathroom. She told me, "It always looked busy, like it was scolding me." One afternoon, her granddaughter helped her place just 3 baskets on the shelf. One for everyday items, one for extra stock, one for cleaning cloths. The very next day, Yumi laughed and said, "It feels like my bathroom finally respects me back." That stayed with me because beneath her words was something deeper, a fear many of us carry quietly, that as we age, we'll lose control of our surroundings, that the mess will slowly win. From my perspective, giving everything a spot is not about tidiness alone. It's about reclaiming a sense of order, especially when life feels unpredictable. A Japanese study once noted that people who organize daily experience lower stress hormones, not because their homes are perfect, but because visual calm translates to inner calm. So maybe tonight, choose one tiny thing in your bathroom, a soap, a towel, a comb, and give it a permanent spot. Tomorrow, when you reach for it and find it waiting, you'll feel a small but powerful sense of control. You can do this too. And once everything has a place, there's another quiet secret the Japanese use, one that doesn't just manage clutter, but actually prevents odors before they begin. Let's move to that next. Habit 6, the 2-minute night reset. Isn't it strange how our mornings often depend on how we ended the night before? You might think the bathroom is just a place you leave behind at bedtime, but the truth is, it quietly sets the tone for tomorrow. The 2-minute night reset is simple. Before heading to bed, take just 2 minutes to gently wipe the sink, fold the hand towel, and place items back in their spots. No scrubbing, no heavy lifting, just a soft reset. The Japanese call this closing the day with dignity. It's not about cleaning for guests. It's about leaving kindness for your future self. Let me tell you about Mrs. Kato, 75, who once confessed that mornings made her anxious. She'd step into her bathroom and immediately feel overwhelmed by toothpaste stains, towels in disarray, and bottles left scattered. "It made me feel like the day had already beaten me before it began," she said. Then she tried the 2-minute reset. One night, she simply wiped the mirror, placed her brush in a cup, and smoothed the towel. The next morning, she whispered, "It felt like someone had cared for me while I slept." That tiny shift changed her mornings. The hidden fear here is one many of us rarely say out loud, that as we age, the day will start heavy, and we won't have the strength to catch up. The mess becomes more than visual, it becomes emotional weight. But with this little habit, we tell ourselves, I still have the power to end my day gently and begin the next one with calm. Personally, I used to collapse into bed thinking, I'll deal with it tomorrow. But tomorrow often felt harsher because of it. Now 2 minutes at night feels like a gift. Studies even show that people who spend a few minutes tidying before bed report better sleep quality. It makes sense. Visual calm creates inner calm. Mrs. Cato put it beautifully. I don't tidy at night because I'm fussy. I do it because I love waking up to kindness. That line stays with me every time I fold a towel at night. So maybe tonight, after you brush your teeth, try one small reset. Wipe the sink, fold the towel, put away just one bottle. That's enough. You can do this too. And once you've experienced how a tiny nightly ritual changes your mornings, wait until you discover the next Japanese habit. It doesn't just calm the space, it calms you. Shall we step into that together? Habit 7. Gratitude pause. When was the last time you paused in your bathroom? Not to fix something, but simply to feel thankful? It might sound unusual, but this tiny act can shift how the whole space feels. Here's how it works. Before leaving the bathroom, place your hand on one clean surface, maybe the sink you just wiped, or the towel you folded. Take one slow breath and whisper a quiet thank you. Not to the room, but to yourself, for showing up, for caring, even in small ways. It takes less than 30 seconds, but the ripple it creates lasts all day. I think of Mrs. Nakamura, 78, who once told me she felt invisible in her own home. She said, I keep it clean, but no one notices. Sometimes I wonder, why bother? That loneliness is something many of us carry quietly. But then she tried this gratitude pause. After her nightly reset, she would touch the sink and say softly, I did this for me. A month later, she said, for the first time, I felt like my care mattered, even if no one else saw it. The fear behind her words is one many of us know too well, the fear of being forgotten, of effort fading into silence. But gratitude turns an ordinary wipe or fold into proof of presence. It says, I was here and I still matter. I'll admit, I used to rush out of the bathroom without a second thought, moving on to the next task. But since trying this pause, I've realized how healing it feels to simply honor a small act. It's like giving yourself a gentle nod, saying, well done, you're still caring, you're still capable. And research backs this up. Studies show that people who practice short moments of gratitude daily report greater resilience and calmer moods, even in older age. As Mrs. Nakamura once said, the sink may not remember me, but I remember myself. That quiet line is powerful, isn't it? So maybe tonight, when you finish your last bathroom task, don't rush away. Just place your hand, breathe, and thank yourself. You can do this too. And as you carry that gratitude out of the bathroom, you'll notice it's not just about keeping the space fresh. It's about keeping your spirit fresh too. And that, my friend, is perhaps the most important habit of all. Do you ever step out of your bathroom, look back, and wonder if all the little efforts you make truly matter? That quiet question has followed me more than once. Here's the truth. Keeping a bathroom fresh doesn't need hours or expensive tools. Just 10 minutes, 7 small Japanese-inspired habits, and a willingness to treat the space with the same kindness you wish someone would give to you. Open the window each morning, wipe gently once a day, let vinegar and baking soda do the work, add a touch of Hinoki, give everything its spot, reset the night in 2 minutes, and finally, pause in gratitude. They sound simple, but together they create a rhythm that protects both your space and your spirit. I think of Mrs. Tanaka, 74, who once told me, I thought freshness was about impressing others. Now I see it's about reminding myself that I still care. Her words cut deep because beneath them was a quiet fear, that if she stopped caring for her space, maybe she herself would fade from notice too. I've carried that fear too. Aging can sometimes whisper, you're becoming invisible. But these habits are a gentle answer back. They say, I'm still here. I still matter. I still create freshness, comfort, and dignity in my home. And you can do this too, one habit at a time. As another woman in our circle once said, my bathroom doesn't just smell clean anymore. It feels like a hug waiting for me each morning. That line has stayed with me because it reminds me that we're not just cleaning tiles and sinks. We're tending to memory, to self-respect, to the daily rhythm that makes us feel alive. So let me ask you, which of these 7 habits will you try first? Share it below in the comments. Your story might be exactly what another senior needs to hear tonight. And remember, this isn't about chasing perfection. It's about gentleness, consistency, and proof that you still deserve a space that feels fresh, loved, and truly yours. Until next time, be kind to your bathroom, and even kinder to yourself. You can do this too.